A warm welcome to everyone. In continuation with the previous video, in today's video I am here to explain briefly about volumetric relationships of soil. We have already studied about three-phase relationship of soil representing air, water and solid phase of existence of soil media. Volumetric ratio or volumetric relationship is the relationship between various forms of soil represented in the form of volume. There are 5 different volumetric ratios to be considered. First one is void ratio, second is porosity, third is degree of saturation, fourth one is percentage air voids, and fifth one is air content. So in simple terms, we already know that soil contains pore spaces present inside. So that pore phase is either filled with air or filled with water. So the empty space present inside the soil media is generally termed as voids or pores. So the void ratio is the ratio between volume of voids to the volume of solids, whereas porosity also represents the percentage or amount of pores present inside the soil. It is defined as the ratio between volume of voids to the total volume. A slight difference between void ratio and porosity is to be considered. Both represents the void space only, but void ratio is the ratio between volume of voids to the volume of solids, whereas in case of porosity, the total volume is considered. Next is degree of saturation. It is the most important volumetric ratio. It is the amount of water which is getting filled inside the pore spaces of the soil. So it is the ratio between volume of water to the volume of voids. So the degree at which the amount of water is getting filled inside the void space is represented as degree of saturation. Next two ratios are percentage air voids. In case of dry soil, air molecules are getting filled inside the pore spaces of soil. So percentage air voids is the representation of air content in the form of ratio, that is the ratio between volume of air to the total volume. Whereas air content is also the ratio of volume of air but to the volume of voids. So that is a slight difference between percentage air voids and air content. If the total volume is considered, it is represented as percentage air voids. If volume of voids alone is considered, it is represented as air content. So we can list out all the volumetric ratios in the form of definition. Void ratio, it is the ratio of volume of voids to the volume of solids. As we already know. Porosity is the ratio of volume of voids to the total volume of soil. Both void ratio and porosity represents the denseness of soil. If the void ratio is maximum, the soil is considered to be loosely packed or the density of soil is said to be very low. If the void ratio is very minimum, the soil is said to be densely packed or it possesses higher amount of density value. Next, degree of saturation, ratio of volume of water to the volume of voids. Degree of saturation is 0 for absolutely dry soil and 100% for fully saturated soil. So percentage air voids is the ratio between volume of air to total volume, and air content is the ratio of volume of air to the volume of voids. Both percentage air voids and air content are zero when the soil is fully saturated, because in this case the pore spaces of soil are completely filled with water, whereas the air molecules are replaced by water molecules. So that's it about volumetric ratios in soil. Thank you for listening to this video. Have a good day.